Good evening, my darklings, and welcome to the Shadow Hour. I am your host, Madam Midnight. Draw your blankets close and keep a candle burning low, for tonight's tale comes from an old whispers that passed down through generations. A tale of a child born beneath a mysterious veil, a child destined to see what others cannot. Some call it a blessing. Others call it a curse. Tonight we travel down a lonely southern road where the living and the dead often walk side by side. This is the Veil Born. Long ago, in a small town wrapped in Spanish moss and moonlight, a baby girl named Eliza entered the world beneath a strange covering. The midwife gasped, "A veil-born child," she whispered. The thin membrane that covered Eliza's face at birth was carefully removed and tucked away by her grandmother. The old woman crossed herself. "This child will see things hidden from ordinary eyes." As Eliza grew, she discovered the stories were true. At first, it was small things. She knew who was standing at the front door before they even knocked. She knew when storms were coming, days before clouds gathered. She knew when someone was carrying sadness deep inside their heart. But when she turned 10 years old, the shadows began speaking. Not with words, with feelings, visions, whispers that carried in the wind. Late at night, she would see figures standing beneath the oak trees outside her bedroom window. Some were harmless, some were lost, and some were frightening. One autumn evening, Eliza woke to find a pale woman standing beside her bed. The figure wore an old-fashioned dress stained with mud. Her eyes were hollow with grief. Most children would have screamed, but Eliza simply sat up and said, "What's happened to you?" The woman raised a trembling finger and pointed towards the woods. Then she vanished. The next morning, Eliza followed the path. Deep among the trees, she discovered an abandoned well hidden beneath vines. When townsfolk investigated, they uncovered evidence of a woman who had disappeared decades earlier. Her family finally learned what had happened to her. For the first time in many years, the restless spirit had found peace. Word spread quickly. People began seeking Elijah's help. She never charged money. She never sought fame. She only listened. A mother searching for answers. A grieving husband longing for closure. A frightened child haunted by strange dreams. Eliza helped even whenever she could. Yet her gift came with a price. Some spirits carried pain, some carried anger, and some carried terrible secrets. One winter night, a dense fog rolled into town. The air felt wrong. It was so heavy. The birds stopped singing. Dogs hid beneath porches. Even the moon itself disappeared. As Eliza walked home, she saw dozens of shadowy figures standing motionless along the road, watching, waiting, their eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. One step forward, then another, and then another. The spirits surrounded her, and for the first time in her life, Eliza felt afraid. The shadows whispered all at once, hundreds of voices, thousands. A storm of sorrow and fear, the weight of their unfinished stories threatened to crush her. Eliza fell to her knees. Tears streamed down her face. Then she remembered what her grandma once told her. "Do not fear what you see, child. Fear gives darkness power. Compassion gives light." So Eliza stood. She closed her eyes and she listened. One by one, story by story, heart by heart, the voices softened, the shadows grew lighter, and slowly, like mist beneath the morning sun, they faded away. The road became quiet once more. Years passed, and Eliza became more known throughout the region as the Veil-born woman. Not because she could see ghosts, not because she knew secrets, but because she was never afraid to help. She understood that the world held more than what could just be seen or touched. And sometimes the greatest gift was simply listening to those who had been forgotten. Even now, some say on a foggy night, a lantern can be seen moving through the woods. A woman walks among the shadows, guiding lost souls home, helping the living find peace, and carrying the ancient gift of second sight. And so, my darklings, our tale comes to an end. Was Eliza truly gifted with second sight? Was she born with a sacred connection to the spiritual world? Or was she simply someone brave enough to see what others chose to ignore? Perhaps some mysteries are meant to remain behind the veil. Until next time, keep your lanterns lit, your hearts open, and if you hear whispers drifting through the darkness, listen carefully, for not every ghost seeks to frighten. Some are simply trying to be heard. Until we meet again, my darklings, the clock will strike midnight, and I'll be here waiting for you in the darkness. You have a good night. Bye, my darklings.